Good morning, my name is Gabriel Tomahawk. I am currently a first-year student here at at United Tribes. I'm currently reading my generals right now. Today, the book I'm going to be reading is a book of many stories called The Legend of Landforms by Carol G. Vogel. The story I chose inside the book is the Grand Canyon. It's a Ute legend of one of many Arizona tribes. Why I chose the story is because I recently been there this past summer for the very first time. And as I looked over the edge, that every bit of my problems and everything felt so small. And so today, that's the story I'm sharing with you guys. There's no pictures in here, so. Long ago, when the spirits still spoke to human beings, there lived in the Southwest a tribe led by a great and wise chief. The people loved their chief and looked up to him for guidance in all matters. His wife was a beautiful woman, beloved in her own right for her many acts of kindness. The chief and his wife led full and happy lives until one day the wife became ill. Helplessly, the chief watched as his life ebbed from her. No medicines or prayers could prevent her death. When she breathed her no more, the chief had a funeral ceremony and sadly buried her. Afterwards, loneliness consumed him, and no one could comfort him. Day and night, the chief grieved, and he wandered the desert in despair. His people, saddened by their own loss of their leader's anguish, mourned too. Their sorrows grew, and they neglected their crops, put aside their weaving, and ignored their feast days. No singing or dancing enlivened the village. Children clung to their mothers, and even the dogs lay listless in the shadows. Lost in grief, the chief could not see the pain of his people. Concerned, the great spirit sent a messenger to Votes to comfort the chief. Votes told the chief that his wife dwelt in a happier land, and he promised that once the chief's work among his people was done, he could join his wife there. But the chief was not persuaded. He needed to see for himself where his dead wife had gone. So Devotes offered to take the chief to his wife, but only on one condition. The chief would no longer mourn his beloved upon his return. The chief agreed. A forbidding landscape of high mesas and rugged mountains separated the land of the living from the home of the dead. No living had ever succeeded in crossing this barrier. Devotes took his mystical spear, an immense ball of fire, and began to roll it across the forbidden land. As it rolled, the ball cleaved to the ground. Blazing through solid rock, it forged an immense deep trail, which grew even more narrow as it reached the bottom. The chief and Devotes followed the fiery spear into the land of the dead. The chief saw the blessings the great spirit had bestowed upon the souls of the departed. In the beautiful land, the streams teemed with fish, the forest abounded with game. A basket filled with pine nuts always remained full no matter how many nuts were taken. A bottle of cactus wine never emptied, although many souls took refreshment from it. The chief observed in this land there was no pain or hunger, no want or sorrow, only joy and happiness prevailed. Finally, in the distance, he beheld his wife, who smiled and waved at him. He saw that she was happy. Suddenly, the veil of grief lifted from him, and a vision of his tribe appeared. For the first time, he became aware of the pain and misery of his people. He realized they needed guidance to survive. Ready to rejoin the living, the chief returned to the tribe with Devotes. As Devotes was about to say farewell, he admonished the chief, never walk this trail again during life, warning people not to go this way. Although the chief agreed, Devotes was worried the people would try to travel the land of the departed once they learned of its pleasures. So Devotes rolled the river onto the trail, a wild, raging river that covered the path completely. Today we know this river as the Colorado, flowing to the magnificent gorge of the world called the Grand Canyon. The reason I chose this story is because it's not only a legend, but it's something beautiful to see. So I recommend that if you ever get the chance, you guys should check it out.